Hi, Jeffrey McAllister. Can you tell us what tragedy did you face?
Well, I can't say that was part of the tragedy, but I was in the invasion of Okinawa during World War. This world first, the war was against Japan. Japan was at the time was bombing and strafing the whole town of Okinawa to see how many people the ships they could upset at that time. It was a terrible time, and every ship had a location to anchor themselves to defend the ship, the planes that came over in the morning, in daylight, so they could bomb us and get us out of the way. But we survived. We survived that bombing, and finally we outwitted the Japanese, and we became the honor people of the war. We honor charge. We had to go to Japan and sweep their mines off the coast of Japan to protect the shipping. We did that for about 3 or 4 months, sweeping any of the mines that were buried below the water that would threaten the Japanese ships or the American ships entering the harbor.
What impact did the tragedy have in your life?
Well, it told me to get the hell out of there in a hurry. I don't belong in there. I belong in America, never mind Japan. So that's, most of us felt that way because we had been over there quite a few months trying to defend our small little island in Okinawa. There's nothing much there because the people were foreign to Japan too. They were natives of Okinawa. They were not Japanese, so they didn't care which way it went, whether they won the war or they lost the war or whatever. They were natives of a small island, Okinawa. Is that enough?
Okay. What did you learn about yourself or your life that you didn't know before?
That I could go there and come back. That was the greatest thing that ever happened to me. I was one of the ships that survived. 1 out of 12 ships that we had there, we were able to survive the bombing that they had there and the attacks of airplanes every night. We came over every noon to bomb us, and we got out of that. So that was gave us a lot of strength to see that we could hold out until the war was over. The war was over, and we had to go and invade Japan to show that we were the boss of the situation. And we didn't stay there long. We just went there to see how things would go. Then we did the surrounding area of Japan to see what bombs were located below the water that could blow up a ship automatically. It was a big situation, deep situation. Well, we lasted. We were a crew of 28, and the crew each had a certain thing to do during this operation. See, I was the electrician on the ship. I had to take care of the electricity, plus do all the other things that were required by a seaman. A seaman is I was basically an electrician was my specialty. I had to do with it.
Does the war, the tragedy of the war, affect you today?
No, had nothing to do with me. The tragedy of the water was going over there.
Okay.
We went through some of the roughest waters there ever was. We were going up and down, big waves, unbelievable. We didn't know whether we would survive that, but anyhow, it got calm and we were on our way to Japan.
What was the worst part of it all, of the tragedy?
Well, the bad sea we went through, because going from the States to Hawaii, it was very rough, the roughest I've ever seen it.
Yeah.
And we would go up and slide back down out of the waves.
So you're saying you didn't even think you would make it there?
That's why we didn't think we would make it, but that's what happened. We made it.
Yeah.
We were one ship alone. The other ship, I don't know where the other ship was. There was supposed to be two of us going over because we had to go back to get repaired. And at that time, we only had two ships on the way to Japan, to
Yeah.
Okinawa. And then we were supposed to be in Okinawa, and we would make smoke for the fleet. That was our job, was to make smoke to hide the fleet in the harbor in Okinawa.
Yeah.
Okay?
Did you see a lot of people pass away?
Well, passing away is not a question. If they were shot, they drowned. If they didn't drown, they did something else. I really don't know. I have no knowledge of what happened to them. I was there when the Pennsylvania got hit. It's a big ship. It almost went down. So finally, the ship did survive, and it was sent back to the States.
All right. Thank you so much for this interview.
Okay.